Hey guys, Natasha with the Day at the Ethel vlog. So I'm going through some of my older reads. I didn't really start vlogging until a couple years ago. In some stories, I only, wrote a quick review. And so I went back and I found a couple of the stories that I knew that kind of gave me so many feels that I needed to read them again. But instead of reading, I listened to this one. And as I listened to it, I remember every part of this story because it's a beautiful story of a marriage. And it's a marriage, how it goes up and down, and how it can survive the most grief-stricken moments and come out, beautiful and give everybody, the heart and the soul of the story. This is written in the Scars by Adriana Locke. This is Elin's and Ty's story. And Elin she's fierce and she's loyal, but she is heartbroken. Ty has worked in the mine for years and something tragically happens and it changes him mentally and emotionally. And when you deal with mental and emotional baggage, it doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody around. And so Ty is gone and it breaks Elin's emotional state because she has to overcome that the guy that she has been in love with since she was a child just up and left on her. Did he not love her enough to stay and to fight? And so Elin has to kind of go through all of her emotions because this is the guy that she has been in love with forever, her best friend, and she felt like he gave up. Now Ty's back, and it's all those emotions of anger and resentment are there in the forefront, but then the safety net of who Ty is to her is still there. And Ty has to overcome his issues too. He was providing for his family and he thought he was, gonna do the best because he couldn't do anything right after his accident. Anything and everything that he tried to do, he couldn't do it to what he thought was Elin's standards. And this is where miscommunications happen in marriage. It's life. It's truly could happen to any of us that have been married. Because if you forget the person you're with and forget to tell them your feelings because you're afraid it may hurt them, sometimes it actually hurts you too. And that's what's kind of this about the story is that it goes through that. And it goes through, Elin and her twin brother and her best friend, and then their best friend Cord, of how this close-knit relationship of all these friends fight to keep things going right. But when there's no jobs in their area and they're struggling to survive, you see how these guys kind of stick together and band together to protect each other. But is it enough for Elin and Ty to get back together? And Elin kind of does something she thinks is right, and ultimately it kind of sparks Ty, or gets his butt moving, that he needs to go fight for his marriage. And he does. And when he's fighting for his marriage, everything comes out. All of the grief that she's been holding on to and all of the grief that he has held on to comes out. And these two grieve and they heal and they learn that they need to trust each other again. And that's where I completely connected with this story, because it takes that. He fought for what is right. And he didn't let down once he knew what he needed to get. And Elin did the same thing. She knew she had to fight for her marriage because Ty is that guy. He is her soft place to fall. And I've highlighted this one thing in the book, and it says, life isn't easy. Love isn't for the faint of heart. You have to put your fears aside and go for it. And as you read the story and listen to it, the audio people, Kai and Win, did the same thing. They gave emotions to both of these characters and gave them the raw emotions as they go through this. You can feel when Ty was furious of the way, the narrator just laid it all out there. And then Elin, when she was at the weakest of her moments, and how the narrator you can feel the emotions. Like, I wanted to cry again, but I couldn't, because you have family in the car and I have my earbuds in. They probably were going to commit me. But that's what's beautiful about narrators when they tell a story, and when it's these beautiful stories, you get like the emotions that when I read it, I didn't get to hear it. I imagined what it was, but then as I listened to the story, all those grief and happy emotions came out. And that's what I love about Adriana Locke stories. So guys, this is Written in the Scars. It is a standalone and it is beautiful. Go get it. Get the Audible, go get the book. Just get it, because you guys, it is a gorgeous story. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.